Welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. Up right hand corner, we got Dewalt starting as the teal Protoss. Upper left hand corner, we got Bonyth starting as the gray Protoss. Sometimes with the dark. Off my game in the last match, honestly. I should have called it a lot earlier. Shout out to Mr. Dan San out in chat, by the way. Reminiscing on the old Violatak days. Anyway, Bonyth build order win last match. Dewalt not going 3-gate into Observer, instead going for a... So usually you get that first 3 rounds of Dragoons, and sometimes... I actually need to look up the timing on that, honestly. This is like the bad Observer thing. The bad caster or whatever as far as the default 3-gate Observer versus just pure 3-gate build, but Dewalt getting caught with his pants down. Bonyth going about as fast a Dark Templar, basically the fastest safe Dark Templar initial, not safe, the fastest initial Dark Templar build you can get. Skipping range, 1 Dragoon straight into it. I'm also wondering how much that pylon created a bit of a distraction for Dewalt at the 3 o'clock location, but that's kind of another thing to analyze more down the line. Point being, Dark Templar, no detection for Dewalt. Even all of his units were out of position to try to blockade. Even if he was there to blockade, it would have been a really long time before he was able to get detection up. So it would have been an uphill battle from there. Initial gateway down for both players this time. So build order victory. And it looks like we have initial gas here for Bonyth, but 2-gate for Dewalt. And we saw this a couple matches ago. It did turn, I believe that one turned into a Dewalt victory, yes. Overall, had a worker lead. Trying to remember what the conclusion of all of that was. Had a lot of games today. The fatigue, the Diggity casting fatigue is starting to set in. Maybe setting in for Bonyth as well. More towards that 200 mark. Scouting bottom left-hand corner first. Dewalt scouting bottom left-hand corner first as well, but cross-map. I'm also kind of curious as far as like when you know the scout comes across and you're like, okay, they weren't in position here. And you see a worker. Does Bonyth readjust to the right now? Seeing this worker come in with this timing? Or does he just presume, okay, that was a cross-map scout, and does that give him... That I'm wondering if it's next level. I don't think it works that way, though. Silly commentator thoughts. Second pylon, blockade, and we do have the assimilator being built after that fact. I do want to say, though, Bonyth is going for a cross-map scout as far as a follow-up, and will be there in time to see the 3 zealots making the way out and across. Dewalt going to know where he needs to send the unit shortly as he's marching them out. This is also seeding opportunity. One thing I do like on occasion is a really good counter probe just attacking a pylon here in the base being annoying, things like that. Dewalt now going to retreat the probe back to home base. First, did we not even have a zealot to start? No zealot. Never mind. This is nuts. No zealot, just Dragoons. So Bonyth now trying to defend. 1 Dragoon versus 3 zealots on the ramp, getting a good amount of fire down and able to really concentrate in on that zealot. Has the shield battery here, so let's see how the shield battery defense works for him. Didn't take any base damage, but that still leaves the probe lines somewhat exposed. Nice probe drill right there initially. And the 3 zealots spread, so one of them wiped out. A nice probe drill, able to wipe out the second, and so a little bit... So still a worker lead, just kind of the nature of this. But Bonyth holds. And now has 2 Dragoons to 0 on the opposite corner. Range being upgraded before the first Dragoon's even out. Opposite side, and there's the Manor Pylon that I was looking for. That's kind of the other aspect of this. And you see how many workers that interrupted? We got 5 workers, 6 workers now interrupted off the line. And Bonyth going to go for a counterattack, and actually might end up with a 2-on-1 scenario here. Yeah, it's going to end up 2-on-1 with the... Well, this is going to be a fast one, maybe. Dewalt has to walk that Dragoon out. That's going to be free loss right there. Is able to wipe out the counter pylon. Still up 4 workers, by the way. But lost a Dragoon for 3. 3 kills on that Dragoon. At the 4-minute... nearly the 5-minute mark. 2 additional zealots cycled out just to hold the ramp. And Bonyth easily can go ahead and grab an additional base, dropping a second gateway in the midst of this, and it looks like he's positioning to go ahead and grab a natural expansion. So Dewalt completely in the dark. He's going to go, I think this was an emergency. So this is like a DT follow-up here. Where it's like, things have not gone well thus far, so let me go ahead and go for a Dark Templar turn around and hope that my opponent plays a little bit greedy. Might pay off here, though. Paused, still building Dragoons in the midst of this. A worker making its way out, trying to spot. Sees some Dragoons on the front. 4 Dragoons making their way up. This isn't enough to breach. Bit of a misfire, so the probe survives momentarily. 3-gate, is Bonyth going to make the same mistake opposite direction? Is he going to make the exact same mistake? So he's gone up the 3-gateway. He's got that Nexus up. But I don't see a peak. He's got some time here still. But I don't see a peak of a robotics yet. And in the meantime, Dewalt walking forward with a bit of a counterattack to push things off his front. Templar Archives up. And still no robotics facility queued. Are you kidding me? Are we going to see trade build order wins at this stage? Bonyth in a better position potentially to defend. He'd have to cancel. Well, he's finishing the Nexus here. So might lose the Nexus as a result of this. But potentially could blockade his ramp and not have it be a game-ending maneuver. Dewalt looking to reduce the troop count on the front and make sure these troops, and he wants the troops probably to chase him after this engagement. So he can flood out the natural expansion, maybe sneak these Dark Templar. Yeah, so intentionally kind of losing this fight and moving this Zealot in to try to create a little bit of chaos, but wants Bonyth to feel more confident as far as his troop positioning to make them move out on the map. Now, does Bonyth see... Okay, does Bonyth sense this? Does he sense the Dark Templar? Did he see it? Did not make movements to blockade the ramp. So first DT making its way into the main. Robotics facility way late. And do we have a second DT? Yeah, GG. Just same thing, opposite end. Oh, chaos. Absolute. I summoned the energy from the Orthosis chat. And it has caused 2 chaotic games with Dark Templar. I summoned the Dark Templar. They have been manifested. Alright, so 2 games quick, which honestly has been, I think, the initial case, period. But now it is tied 3-3 with the final set in the wings. Hope you guys enjoyed it, or final game in the wings for this set. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.